Okay, it's time for another review. Today I'm going to review this beautiful Juno-X that I received from Sweetwater a few weeks ago, but I didn't have time to test it out. So I'm going to review this machine briefly and comparing it with the Roland Fantom. Of course, they are not in the same category. A few weeks ago, I did another review on the Roland Juno-X. And if you haven't watched that video on my channel, you may go and look at that thing. So there are some similarities between these two machines. But of course, this one has different model banks. You have Juno 106, we have Juno-X, XV800. So I'm going to compare some of the sounds on this one from Juno, from the same sound on Juno 106 models on Roland Fantom. They're pretty identical. I did a comparison even with Roland Cloud 106 and Juno 60 on Roland Cloud, and they're pretty much identical. Price-wise, this machine is cheaper than Juno-X. This is around $1,900, whereas Juno-X is around $2,900. As far as the comparison, of course, this is not in the same class of the flagship Roland Fantom. Roland Fantom is a full-blown workstation synthesizer, has a very comprehensive Ableton-like sequencer on board that you can technically compose and create music without even need of connecting that machine to the computer, even though it has a very good integration with any type of DAW. This one is, of course, is not like that, but you can download the software for this machine, and of course this one has a good integration with the computer. So as far as connectivity, you have a good connectivity. The other thing that you will find on this machine that the original Juno didn't have, you have a vocoder that it comes handy when you do like a live performance. Also on the menu, similar to what you find on Juno-X, when you go to the system menu, you have the same features that you find on Juno-X, so you can have warm-up mode on, and you can change the internal temperature or even the age on this machine, which is pretty cool. So you can make it sound like a pretty old Juno, or change the internal temperature, or have it raise the temperature gradually. So in that regard, you can have a very identical sound to a very analog feel type Juno. Of course, this machine is digital, but has analog filters and pretty much identical to the original Juno 106, but has more features, of course, and you have a nice pixelated screen here that you can get some information on it. As far as the keyboard feels okay. It's pretty much like the original Juno-X. The only difference is this one has the aftertouch, and the original Juno didn't have the aftertouch. So keyboard is, of course, is like any other synth. I believe the keyboard on Juno-X might slightly feel better. I'm not sure, it might be the same thing, but my impression was that one was slightly maybe better than this. Has built-in speakers. Of course, those speakers, they don't have that much of quality, but they might come handy sometimes. Of course, it's not something that you want to listen to. Okay, let's play some of the sounds of this bad boy and see how does this sound. So here is my final thought on this machine. It's definitely very similar to the iconic Juno-106. Has too many features, is modern, is for today's consumer. In comparison with the Jupiter X, I would say what I like on Jupiter X, definitely I like the build quality because it's more sturdy and it's bigger. Not that this one is flimsy, but that looks like a Jupiter 8 and this looks like a Juno X, so they should be different. In terms of connectivity, they both are the same. They are very similar in terms of features. On this one, you have Juno-core, which is very famous, and that's the thing that you don't find on the Jupiter X. I find that arpeggio to be a little bit more comprehensive on Jupiter X. Not that this one is not good, but that one was working slightly maybe better than this, even though they are similar. Of course, you cannot compare this thing to the Roland Fantom, the full-blown synthesizer workstation. But this can be a very nice synthesizer that if you want to have a kind of vintage like a synthesizer. It's Roland, it's Juno. It has too many nice Roland sounds on it, and it has a built-in vocoder. And if you want to take it to the stage, it's very lightweight in comparison with something like Fantom. Of course, Fantom is much better synthesizer. You can buy it in 61 version, that makes it definitely lighter. But at this price range, which is around $1,900, I found this machine to be very, really good for whatever it is. I love it. Definitely, I like the build quality. All the knobs and sliders, they have good feel to touch. Nice features on this machine. Definitely recommend you to buy it if you're thinking about buying it, because if you're buying this machine, technically you are in love of iconic Jupiter 106 or any other older versions of Juno, like a Juno 60. And this one is the machine that has all those sounds in it, and the sounds are pretty identical to the original one. And as I said, you can create very similar sounds to a very older machine because you have the menu that you can dig in. Like this one is showing the temperature, internal temperature is reaching to the 104 Fahrenheit at the moment. So it could, it could be crazy because it can affect your sound quality if you want to have that feature on. Of course, you can turn it off and it won't affect your sound quality. So overall, I love this machine, and definitely I recommend you to buy it if you're comparing it. So in comparison with the Roland Fantom, I believe some of the sounds on the Roland Fantom are the sound that you have on the model expansions from Juno. Some of them are different. I played only a few of them, and there might be a thicker on the Roland Fantom. But I mean, it's almost the same thing. Probably when you record a song in the mix, you won't even notice it. And yeah, I really like this machine. So if you were thinking about buying it, definitely pull the trigger and go ahead and buy this machine. Thanks for watching this video, and bye for now.